Dungeons and Dragons.
We're going to Dungeons and Dragons!
We
Dungeons and
need good
Dragons.
intro music, Kenny.
Is Stephanie here? Or is her mic just muted?
She just hates us.
Are we sure she's here and ready?
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Was that Tony Stark?
Oh yeah, she's here.
What are you doing?
Was that Stephanie?
No.
What are you
Yeah.
doing?
My manly voice.
That was War, not Stephanie. Come on now. We're all getting into our roles.
It's Jack Black. What are you doing?
Wait, we need a Jack Black song now, of course.
Wonder
You
Boy.
used to call me all night.
Or we could do
You
You've Gotta F Her Sweetly. Okay. I'm going to stop being so male chauvinistic for an hour. I already clicked record, so... all right. Welcome, everyone, to Dungeons and Dragons. I realized a couple days ago that some of the recording stuff, while it records, it's boring to watch. And so I'm going to be working on a means of using a virtual microphone and playing sound like George does with his sound effects and stuff, and then having like background audio for places that you guys are at. So if you're out in the wilderness, having wilderness sounds and maybe even simulating combat with the sounds of swords clashing and the sounds. And maybe if you're in a tavern, then you have tavern sounds and other such things. And then getting some like artwork to put up to kind of give the impression of where you all are at. So, because this screen, while adorable, is just boring. There's so much and so little going on all at the same time.
I love this. I love that idea.
So I'll be working on that over the next couple of weeks when I'm not trying to finish up a work project. But if you remember where we last left off, y'all had gotten done. I'm doing so good with my speeching today. I apologize if it's not up to par. Y'all had taken care of business, finding the previous group that the city had sent out to search for abyssal activity.
Goliath. Yeah.
You had gotten into a skirmish yourselves with some abyssals after determining the fate of that group, and then got slightly detoured when Ulysses had a dream that took him up to the top of a mountainous region and discovered the sword of his father plunged deep into a mountain, and upon removing it, fractured the mountain in half, making it slip ever so slightly. And even though you're kind of at the base of the mountain now, you can kind of look up and see the small discrepancy as it runs up the mountain ridge. Because where there was once snow, like a solid layer of snow at a certain level, you see that there's snow and then like a lightning bolt fracture and then it's snow, indicating where the crack has occurred. And as you got closer to the city, you were walking up to the eastern gates, the same ones that you had left out of, near the place that you had bought your horses from.
Rent it.
You're just passing that location right now. If you'd like to stop and interact with it, Katie, is it you or is it Ia that has a question?
Ammon has a question.
Aw, you're so nice.
And That's all I had to say. There you go.
Okay. Abbott.
Did I gain the ability to rage when I got that?
Yeah, so
okay. I'll read through it.
Yeah,
That's all I had.
It's in there. Let me.
Yeah, we're good. I don't really want to get rid of my horse because, I mean, I guess we can check to see how much. Okay, this is now Ulysses talking. What if we check to see how much they'll give us back for a horse? I don't remember how much I paid, but like, what if they only give us a couple gold coins back, or not even that? We just check, or do we want to get rid of them? They're not really a hassle, are they?
Well, I am. Wait, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I imagine that if we're gonna go in search of these, where all these abyssal creatures are coming from, we'll probably need the horses again. So I would say try to figure out something about keeping them.
Yeah, they help us move quicker, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
But are they the fastest horses?
We haven't had any problems with these horses yet, right? Like
So,
none of them have.
As
thrown shoes.
Geldrick says this, Katie,
Mhm.
Ia, you understand it, but you start responding back, and neither Ulysses nor War has any idea why you're responding.
Wait. All of those words are in my list.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry. All of those words were in my list.
Okay.
Fastest was in your list?
Fastest was in my list.
All right.
Okay, sorry.
But
So-
yeah.
So, the Kenku mimicry, you mimic how you heard it as well, not just the word. So if you heard it in like a specific context, like I'm the fastest, then you don't say it like fastest, you say fastest. So you say it in the same. So it sounds like
Oh.
Bumblebee when you're talking. You're flipping around from radio station to radio station.
So the inflection of my voice has to follow how it was said.
Oh, that's gonna be tough.
So as long as I'm not going to force you to remember the inflection of your voice, as long as it's not like a straight sentence, because it's never going to be a straight sentence, really.
Could we compromise?
Sure.
Could I just say it in like a weird voice, be like, "Bakak, I keep talking to my dad." And would that kind of work? Because there's no way I'm gonna remember like the inflection. Like I have to like make it weird anyway, right?
I'm not saying that you got to remember the inflection. I mean, as long as you like stagger it a bit.
Gotcha. Okay.
Right. I mean, if you want to throw in a caw here and there while you're talking, like almost like a nervous tick, like Rick has in Rick and Morty with his burping, like I don't know, Morty. If you want to do something like that, then yeah. But
okay. We can't just have me sound normal.
Gotcha. Yeah. The mimic sound is very much so a mimic of how it was received, not just the word.
All right, then let me try this again. Okay, Ia, are you ready?
Yeah.
But are they the fastest horses? Macaque!
I'm not going to say anything.
Very impressive.
So, I mean, none of us have had any problems with the horses, right?
Nope.
Not me.
Just then you look down and Finnegan's gnawing at one of the horse's ankles.
Jumping at its tail. And gets booted 50 feet.
I guess we could look, but I imagine that if we were to get a horse that's faster, it'd be much more expensive too. So, we want to keep costs low so we can have money for other things. it might be a good idea just to stick with these ones. But let's go talk to them and see what their price situation is. Everyone okay
Maybe
with
we'll
that?
maybe we'll get more money back. Maybe the
Ooh.
price of horses has gone up.
Maybe we can try
Ooh.
stealing one.
Yes.
Inflation.
Okay, let's go. Let's head on over.
So you guys heading over to the same stable that you were at?
Yeah.
Okay. As you get closer, who's in front?
Isn't war?
Uh,
And then I'm in the very back.
Or why don't you go ahead and make
No.
a perception check for me?
Yeah.
me?
Yeah,
Oh gosh.
you're so good with your dragon eyes.
Are you in the tub, Stephanie?
No.
I'm
It
not.
sounds like you're in the tub.
It's weird that you know how she sounds in different places.
Do you know how many hours we spend on the phone in any given week?
Sorry, I don't have my little thing pulled up.
Giggity. Okay.
You know what I'm about?
You can roll it. I can roll it.
Okay,
Yeah.
I found it. Don't worry.
Oh, okay.
Oh crap! Where's perception?
Oh, you got a +0. I'm sorry.
I know I'm not good at this. I can't. Sorry, I'm on the app this time. It looks different. Perception is.
I'm happy to roll it for you if you like, for convenience.
Ooh, 17.
Oh my gosh.
That's really
Oh,
good.
okay. Yeah. So as you're getting closer to the stables, you see not much has changed with it, but there is a new sign up front or up top
Dang it.
that says, "Welcome to the Have a Grape Day stables." And as you approach the little gnome owner comes running out, and he's pointing up the sign excitedly, and pointing back at you, Geldrick. And as you approach, he's I forgot how he sounded. I'm sorry. I'm probably gonna butcher this, but he goes, "Hey guys, I'm so excited to see you. Do you see what we named the stables?"
God, I love it.
Oh, and I love it too. You had such a good idea, and he says something, and one of the little dudes comes rushing out of the back. He's this little, and he comes over, and you can hear him whisper, "These are the people who don't steal horses. Go lock up the horses." And the one goes, turns around, and after that, you hear screaming in the background and a bunch of little feet just all flooding out toward the back where the where the horses are at.
We should have stole the horses before we got there.
So what can I help out with my favorite customers today?
So, we got these horses, as you remember, and we were wondering how much, if we were to return them, how much would the deposit that we'd get back would be, and if we were to want faster horses, how much would those be?
Oh, okay. Let me. How much did you pay for these horses? Do you remember?
Like probably 150 gold pieces, I think. Right, guys?
I think
For
so.
one of them, at least mine, because mine's huge. They may have paid a little bit less.
I thought that it was 150 for all of the horses.
No,
I agree.
no. Mine was at least 150 alone.
No, I think that you
No.
paid for all of ours, and we were supposed to pay you back.
And
We gave you.
yeah,
We
that
gave
was like
you
the
gold.
total. I wouldn't have paid that much for a horse.
Yeah, I wouldn't have paid that much for a
Bye.
horse either.
Me neither.
But they may have given us back more money, guys. Gosh.
I see what this one's trying to do. You guys are just too honest for the business. I
I'm
mean,
no liar.
Ulysses, when you want to do a bit, you have to tell the rest of us.
You can see me.
And
I
I
can't.
have no idea what that means.
I mean, our standard rate for horses are about 50 gold apiece. So, I mean, yours is a little bit bigger there. One who lies a lot. I'm going to call you Sir Lies a Lot from here on. Okay. Uh, so with a bigger one, I'd probably say, more like 75 for the one. So you probably paid 225 for the whole kit and caboodle. But then again, we were friends, as I recall, and I gave you a bit of a discount. So I'd say you maybe paid 200 gold for him. Let me go get my ledger. Let me go get my ledger. And he turns around and he's about to run away, and he does a quick look around, checks all the countertops, makes sure he didn't leave anything valuable out, and then excuse me, runs into his back office. You hear some like thumping and some cluttering, or some clutter like rummaging around, and a couple things that he hits. And, oh, son of a bitch!
I'd like to hide. Can I hide?
Yeah, go ahead and do a stealth check for me.
I kind of want to like hide behind his counter somewhere, like almost in plain view, but like underneath, so he wouldn't look at me because he's probably like standing on like books or something, you know?
Okay.
That's how I.
Okay, go ahead and roll a stealth check for me.
19.
Okay, so I'll give you a couple options. On one side of the desk, it has one of those like candy bar, like the top of the table folds up, and people can walk in and out from behind the counter. One of those things that you can hide under, or you can try to open up one of the shelving units behind and see if you can crawl in and then slide the door closed.
I want to do the second option, but not close the door completely.
Okay. Okay. So, all right. So let's say you climb underneath that arm thing, and you're opening up drawers, and you're opening up big slides in doors, and you do see an area that looks like you can maybe fit in. So you squeeze down in, and your head is poking out, and you have the option of closing it, but instead of closing it all the way, you just kind of leave it so that your face and your eyes are like sticking out and just waiting.
How close am I to where like the teller will be when he comes back?
About 7 feet away.
Okay, cool. I'm cool with this. Thank you.
Okay, so he comes skittering back, and he has a large book, and he steps up on the other books leading up to the desk, and thud, like the book of Gummy, and opens it up and rifles through it, and goes, okay, let me see here. You know what? It's going to be so easy to find your guys' purchases, because as soon as we changed the company's name over, we had to make an entirely new page to describe it. And I think you guys were my last patrons before we changed the names. So he went to that page and looked back. Here we go. Yes. It looks like you paid 180 for these because we're such good friends. Such good friends. You paid.
No, because I had to pay 65. I remember because I was pissed.
I thought that you had it so that 3 of you paid 40 and you paid 60 for yours because it was so big. It was 50%
That is
bigger.
correct.
That's what she said.
Who said that is correct? That's what the fuck is that?
He is just going to roll her eyes like the longest eye roll in the world.
As soon as you start doing that, he's gonna look up at the ceiling like, what the fuck do you see? What is it? Hey, where's that other one?
The last of my sanity is up there, I think.
Where's the little bird friend? The one who gave me such a great name for the stable. Where is he?
We sent him ahead.
Is he up?
Yeah, he went in along before us.
Okay.
He was kind of tired. He had to get some rest. He dropped something on his foot, and
okay.
although he's
Sir Lies a
healed,
lot.
he's just tired.
I believe you. Go ahead and roll a deception check for me, with disadvantage, because
Damn it!
he
Because
believes that you're lying. You've already been lying.
Suspicious.
Oh my.
Oh no.
5.
Okay. Okay. He just looks at you and goes, "Oh, did he now? I sure that was a spectacle to see then, to see him drop something onto his foot. Was it like some bird seed or maybe some bread?" I'm gonna find him. He gets a special discount. If he's not here, then you guys can't get the discount. That's too bad. Okay. So are you guys looking to sell the animals back? I'll have to do some sort of inspection on them to see what condition they're in. I'm sure that you've been resting them and watering them and feeding them every day like you should be.
Of course, of course. Yeah, if you want to go out and check them out, go right ahead. We'll wait here.
No, you won't. No, you won't. Come on, come on. Come on out of here with me. And he ushers you all out. And as soon as you're outside, he closes the door behind him and puts a lock on it.
Well, later, Geldrick.
And as soon as he locks it, he does some sort of... Hold on, George, take your headphones off. Does some sort of wave with his hand, and you hear something else click that Geldrick's not going to be aware of.
Okay.
Okay, okay. Let's take a look at these fine animals. It's weird. You said the one guy went on ahead, and yet there's still 4 horses out here. That's weird. I'm sure I shouldn't be concerned about that at all. And he screams up again, and
Wait, what did he say? I can understand him.
he said, "One of you pissants, come over here now!" And one of the ones that you've seen in the past, not the first one from today, comes running around the corners, and you can see there's a bunch of long grass, and you just see the long grass parting quickly as this little body is coursing through it, and he comes out the other side and so, okay. And only he is understanding this. He says, I think one of them may have been stuck around inside. Send the boys throughout to find him. When you find him, I don't know. Have fun with them. Play with them a little bit before I get back in. And
I'm going to say, "Oh, I have a quick question for you all." And I'm going to go up there. I'm like, "Now, where are you guys from?" And I'm going to say it really loudly. I'm going to start just talking really loudly.
Okay.
Say, "Where are you all from?"
Like, who are you talking to specifically?
To all of the guy and the buddies that he called over and was telling them about the one that's Geldrick inside.
Okay. Okay, so there's only 2 guys out there. The one dude and the guy.
The helper.
Yeah. Let me. And he goes, "Well, such a strange question. I mean, originally I come from Wildmount, not a local Taldari native. I'm me and all of my compatriots here used to be members of the. Oh no, you go on ahead. You go on ahead. I'll tell her where we're all from." And
Oh
he
no,
sends
I'd
the guy
really
away,
love
and
to hear it from. I'd really love to hear it from them.
he said, "No, it's okay. They don't like to talk because when they do, they get in trouble."
Oh,
Okay.
Geldrick also has a problem with talking. In fact, if he would be here right now and he could hear me, I'd just be like, "Stay put. I'll do all the talking."
Okay, Geldrick, roll a perception check for me.
19.
Okay, so you do hear very faintly the warning to stay put.
I do not stay put.
Okay. And as
you.
you're screaming, as soon as you get done screaming this, he goes, "Well, me and my kin, They come from the Dunrock Mountains in Wildmount. Now, some people may not trust that because it's technically nearby the Kryn dynasty, but you know, it's okay. We don't really mind. There's all sorts of wars and bad things happening on over there. And we people of the gnomish Dunrock Mountains just love to play and tinker and get into all sorts of mischievous horse shit and like literally horse shit. We love horses and their shit up there. Just either for fertilizing, for food. Cause we just love horses. They're so much fun. Where are you all from? Since we're talking about it, you guys have already helped out with my business. Let's just become best friends.
Oh, yeah, I'm from out of town.
Oh my gosh, I've been from out of town too. Look at that. We already have so much in common.
We have so much in common. I can't even
So-
believe it. And I love
and
horses too.
he leans up against the wall of the establishment and crosses one leg over, and he gives you some of the eyebrows and goes, "So, from out of town? I'm from out of town.
Hmm.
Let's both be from out of town together."
I have sworn a life of celibacy.
You know, I've heard that many times, and I've discovered over the years that there are a lot of things you can do while still maintaining your vow of celibacy.
You know what we could do? We could go back to the monastery where I grew up and talk to my father figure, and you can explain it all to him.
I would love to. Let me get one of my
Okay.
guys and to look after the shop for us. We shouldn't bring him with us because oh man, he's a wild one. He once had the bottom part of his tongue that attaches to the.
I'm going to
He once
run
had
away.
it ripped off by
I'm going to
some
run
like
away. I'm
minotaur
going to run
woman.
away
Trying
so
to
hard.
suck his
I'm
brain
going
out
to
of his
run
face.
so.
He
I'm
was
going to
so
run.
disgusting.
I'm
Oh,
going
are you
to
going?
run away.
Are you okay? Well, let's just keep it in mind. We could be soulmates. Okay.
And at
okay.
this point, War is the only one there because I've gone and sat by a tree and I'm taking a nap because I know the conversation is just BS.
Yeah, and none of you hear him his magical ability to just
We're just gonna leave Gildrick behind, okay? Nobody helped Gildrick. I tried and he just didn't know. No one leave him behind.
so the establishment owner walks over to the horses and he's looking at him and goes, "Oh, okay, yeah, all right." And he goes up to the really big horse and goes, "Holy, I should have given you a bigger horse. This thing is just." I'm gonna need to find like a horse chiropractor or something to get this thing fixed. Holy cow! It has like shin splints, and look at its eyes. Its eyes are like bulged out of its head. It's just
Someone should be doing an insight check. Someone do an insight check. That's there and listening.
I have a +0.
Oh gosh.
and gosh, okay. And this one, oh, whose horse is this? And he points over at your horse.
I run away. I'm not there anymore.
Okay. So you're just gone?
Yeah, I'm like I peaced out. I didn't want to be anywhere near him.
You just left your horse in Gildrick?
I left Gildrick and I left Ulysses and War and the horses and I have peaced out.
Okay. Well,
I
we'll
mean,
get to you in a
it's
minute.
still
to see
her
where you went.
horse.
Yeah. So this dude is standing next to the horses. He goes, "So whose horse was this?" He's looking at War. He's looking at Ulysses. Like either one of you to answer because,
He's probably the one you scared away.
Look, do you guys want to do this or not? I'm confused. Did you guys want me to buy the horses back or you just brought them back to like, in case I somehow formed a bond to them and they missed me. Like one of you can talk to horses and they were like, "Oh man, you remember that guy? Like we love that guy. Can we go and visit him someday?" Like, what?
Just tell us how much the horses are worth to sell back.
Okay.
Does it really matter whose horse is whose?
I mean, it kind of does. Whoever rode this horse here, they know how to ride a horse. They did a very good job of maintaining it. Probably pros at riding things in general. That's all I'm saying. So
I wish
yeah,
I could middle finger.
you should all just take lessons from this person on how to take care of another living creature. They know how to see to their needs impeccably well. The
Probably not
others,
Ia. She's not good with animals.
uh, I find that hard to believe. Okay.
Maybe
And
it's the bird dude.
he's like, and he's small enough that he can't get up on the saddle in the conventional way, but his arms are long enough that he can reach like a stirrup and then like hoist himself up and get up on top of the horse and climbs back down the other side, and he does it so smoothly it seems like just the natural way that you would get up onto a horse. And he's looking at all of them. He's inspecting them, taking a look at how the blankets are situated underneath the saddles and how tight the saddles are fastened to the horses, and taking a look at the bottom of their feet and making sure that they've been shoed properly and that they're being taken care of. And goes, okay, well, they could definitely use a little bit of TLC. I mean, you only had them for about a week and a half, so if you keep going the rate that you are, their value is going to drop and plummet very quickly. Though as it
Your value is
stands,
going to drop and plummet quickly.
yeah, because they're going to die. So the price difference between a live horse and a dead horse is substantial. Because
You could eat it.
one of them you can ride, and the other one, if you ride it too much, you get arrested and thrown into prison because that kind of thing is frowned upon apparently in these regions.
Oh my gosh.
So
You could eat it.
yeah, you could. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, but then again, like, you're paying market price for horse meat in a place where, horse is neither a delicacy nor is it like sought after. So it's like, rat meat has more of a quality and value in this city than horse meat does. So, pound for pound, you can probably get 20 gold pieces out of a dead horse. And that's if you're okay with doing a lot of the butchering yourself. As it stands, you could probably get 30 gold per horse, except for the big one. And now the big one would still be 30 gold because that's half off of how much you paid for it, and it's just in really bad shape. Holy cow! Like you.
Wait, after just a week?
Yeah. I don't know who. Like, I know that you've been riding this one, but gosh, what have you been like? Have you been jumping up on down on top of it? Have you been like?
I feel like you're deceiving us.
I mean, people
Insight check.
say I'm
Insight
trustworthy,
check.
but you're not there.
I'm trying to tell Ammon how to play the game.
Do you want to do an insight
Ammon's
check?
not doing it.
War? Or you okay?
I mean,
It's fine. I'm not. I'm gonna keep my horse and I'm gonna take good care of it. You guys can do whatever you want.
Oh yeah, you keep taking good care of your horse. If I can give you a little bit of free advice here,
Please do.
yeah. So when you bed down for the night, take the saddle off the horse. It's pretty simple, and because you can see here, and he points to the back of the horse, like, you see where this has been stuck to him for the last week and a half. Have you ever tried wearing underwear that's crammed up your ass crack for a week and a half and never pulled it out to dislodge it? Yeah, it starts welding in with your skin. And while some gnomes like that, I'm a little more higher end and I don't. So maybe pull that shit out of your crack sometime and correct it. Same thing with horses. Take the saddle off every night. Make sure that he's in a place where he can get some water, some good crunchy food, and people just think if you leave it in tall grass that it's going to be okay with just eating grass. No. Horses like more than just grass, okay? This isn't Snoop D-O-W-W. This isn't Snoop Dow, okay? Needs more than just grass to stay alive. Give him some oats, maybe some apples, some carrots. Give him some vegetables. Just give him grass. Gosh, I mean, treat the animal like you would want to be treated. Okay, treat it like shit.
Ridden.
Eventually, it's just going to fall on the ground and then steam away and get cold and dry up. If you want it to be like gold, well, you're going to have to polish it. You're going to have to spit on it here and there, and really, really just rub it around for you, like just making it real good. So just take care of the animal, okay? Just take care of him.
War, this dude's giving me creepy vibes.
What? I'm just trying to make sure you all have a great day, okay?
Polishing his gold horse. What do you think that means?
I can show you.
I believe
And then
you would.
His head goes down a little bit and his arms go up. Goes, I can show you.
Okay, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna take my horse and go.
Okay. Well, let me
I don't
know
know
if you
what-
want me to buy back these horses at any time, friends. If you take better care of them, you know what will happen? The price will go back up. Just just keep in mind what I said. Take care of them. Be nice to them. Be kind to them. Polish your horse like gold. And if you play with it too much, you'll go blind. Okay, just a few common words of wisdom. And okay then. Well, tall dragon person, you haven't said anything, so I guess you're not going to kill me, are you?
No, but I am also going to go.
Okay. Are you going to take the one's horse who went ahead?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, did you take your horse when you left?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Okay, well
I'll get it.
don't forget this one. And you like go back to the door. Now, we're going to stop at this point. We're going to time travel back 5 minutes, maybe 7 minutes. And the door has just shut to the establishment, Geldrick. And you hear a click for a lock, and then nothing. And after what do you do?
So I also heard Ia kind of say like,
That's
"Don't
in
move."
a couple
right?
minutes.
Okay, cool. So immediately I get out.
Okay.
And I go towards that big book, and
Yep.
I look for a pen or like a some sort of writing utensil. There's got to be one laying around there somewhere, right? Hopefully.
Make an investigation check for me.
Dang it. Oh, that's really bad. That's really bad. Oh, 16. That's really good.
Okay. Yeah, you find a writing implement on the desk there.
Okay. With that writing utensil, I start drawing grapes, like in the grapevine,
Okay.
all over that big book.
Okay. It's a quill, so it's like a feather. You cool with that?
Is there ink around, or is it just by itself?
No, there's a pestle of ink and a feather, a quill. So as long as
Okay,
you're
yeah.
okay holding technically the body part of another bird.
I mean, like, Americans hate Canadians, so it's like if it's a different breed, then who cares, you know?
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so I am okay with that. And I
Okay,
just
so
draw
you're gonna
grapes all over this book.
okay,
Grapes?
like
Grapes.
for any particular. Okay, go ahead and do a performance check for me then to see how good of grapes you do.
Well, I hope it's bad.
Bunch
I'm
of
wanting
balls
to
all
do
over
bad.
their
Okay,
pages.
exactly.
No, like a grapevine. So it's like I draw like the little stem, and then like I start drawing like balls up for the grapes in like a upside down triangle. You know?
Yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
go. I mean, triangle is a triangle regardless of which way it's facing. But yeah, I just need you to do a performance check for me.
I need to do a knowledge check. 18.
18. Okay. So yeah, you tell me how you want it to look.
Okay.
An upside down triangle.
Upside down. Okay, so I want the triangle to look like this, where like the flat part of
Yep.
the triangle is on the top.
Okay.
And it's going down. And inside of that little triangle, I'm gonna do balls.
Yep.
And at the very top, there's like a little stem. I'm
Okay.
gonna do 3 of those upside down triangles with stems on the front page, on the front cover of this book.
Okay. That's it.
Yeah, and then if I have time, I want to go hide again.
I'm gonna like.
So on the cover, the outside cover, like
Very
to
covered.
identify the book, it's going to be a bunch of grapes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you leave any kind of signatory mark to indicate that you're the one that did it?
No.
Okay.
Just grapes. That's signatory enough, I
Okay.
think.
After you get done, you know enough about ink and setting ink that you leave it alone. You use your arms to kind of. You don't want to blow, because if you blow, it'll make some of the ink run. By doing this, it doesn't cause enough air pressure to make the ink run, but it does help it set. You know that in about 10 minutes it'll be dry and good to go. So it has to remain untouched for about 10 minutes. And then you want to go hide. You want to go hide and back in the same spot or somewhere else?
No. I want to hide. Is there like a closet? Or is it somewhere?
I mean, there are lots of closets. There, the general look of the office looks like. Do you remember Muppets Christmas? Do you ever see Muppets Christmas Carol?
No, I did not.
Okay. There are lots of desks, a couple of cupboards, a stove, like a cast iron stove in a corner, and then a private sort of office, but without windows, in kind of the nearest corner. And instead of windows, it's just like higher walls, where the kind of average sized person wouldn't be able to look over it. Ulysses could probably stand on his tippy toes and look over it. So think of like bathroom stall
It
level.
must be nice.
But like since all of them are gnomes, that provides enough privacy when one of them needs to get chewed out or screamed at. And there are like little saloon doors heading into the back area where there's a lot of storage, but more like Home Depot shelving storage as opposed to big closets and crates to hide in. There are a bunch of saddles, blankets all stacked up, hay, feed, tools like pitchforks and shovels, things like that.
Okay. Then I do not want to hide in that office anymore. I want to head towards that storage room.
Okay.
As quietly as I can,
Okay.
and try to like sneak into some hay or straw.
Because these are like bales of hay.
Well, that's not as much easy for me.
You can see outside of the window that there is like there are big doors that are open on either side, because it's long, right? And the longer it goes back, the further it goes back, it opens up so that they can bring horses in and like shoe them or do other procedures to them before sending them back out into the pastures that they attach to. We can say that there's some hay next to one of the corners, but it's also next to the corner of horse shit. It's there as like emergency rations, not like primary usage of that stockpile is for feeding.
I know, but you kind of said earlier that these things also eat the horse poop. Huh. Okay, well, I would like to hide inside of one of the stalls, because you said it was like there was horse stalls, right?
Yeah. The further back you go, there are some horse stalls.
I'm going to attempt to get to a horse stall and hide on the inside of it.
Okay, you want to go into one with a horse or into one that's empty?
Please, one with empty. Horses
One
and I
that's
do not
empty?
get along.
Okay. Go ahead and make a stealth check for me.
20, unnatural.
Okay, let me find some dice.
He's
Uh-oh.
totally gonna make a horse go into that stall.
Oh no.
Okay. On a 1 to 3. I know you can't see it, sorry.
Okay.
It's a 6-sided die with just the numbers 4, 5, and 6 on there. So on a 1 to 3, you get in there without being seen. On a 4, 5, and 6, they catch you.
Okay. 3. Let's
3.
go. Whoop, whoop.
Okay.
Guys, I'm like Brad Pitt. No, Tom Cruise. I'm like Tom Cruise right now. Mission Impossible.
From the lost city of D. Your father was a weatherman. So the recent movie that's out with Channing Tatum and Sandra Bullock. And anyway, yeah. So
Spoilers.
you are kind of working your way down this building, looking around for a place to hide, and you hear the chittering noises of the feet as they are surrounding the building.
Oh my goodness.
And just as you hop over a wall that separates an empty horse stall from the main area, the doors and windows fly open, and a bunch of little bodies just come descending into the warehouse area, and they begin looking around everything. And you can hear them all chittering and chattering to each other. Just and let me think here.
Can I reach those windows or no?
Um,
And are they big enough for me to climb through?
they're big enough for you to climb through. The directly above your stall there was no window, but the 2 stalls on either side of you had windows. And when the things came in, they jumped in and they landed in the 2 stalls beside you. One of them had a horse, and the horse immediately got frightened and kicked the gnome that had dropped in, and now its buddies are over there laughing at it as it's trying to recover from what could have been an incredibly fatal blow to such a small creature. However, gnomes are quite resilient, and they're stubborn when it comes to dying. So you can see a couple of windows. It's a matter of how confident you feel with reaching one without anyone seeing you.
Well, currently not. How many little guys can I see?
Roll a perception check for me.
23.
Okay.
Dude, you're on a roll.
I'm doing really good tonight. Oh, okay.
Using your keen bird-like senses of not just
'cause,
sight but sound.
My eyes are on the side of my head, so it's like I can
Yeah.
see both directions. Yeah.
You don't just see, but you also hear probably a dozen gnomes sifting around, and you are somewhat immediately relieved because they are not doing it in any kind of logical, rational, or methodical manner. They're more or less like, hey, this is shiny. I'm going to go look at that now. And kind of wandering around. And as soon as someone finds something cool or of interest, it distracts other ones around it. And so the 2 that started off in the stalls next to you, they began looking, but neither of them decided to go to the stall that you're in or to the stalls on either side. They basically got out of the stall and they started to wander around aimlessly.
Okay. Can I pull out 3 silver coins and throw one of them towards the area where I came from, like the main area?
Okay.
Like kind of like I'm like inside the stall and there's like the gate, right? And
You don't
I can
have bronze coins?
is that? I would like to throw 3 bronze coins. Sorry.
Okay.
Frick. Thank you. Throw. I'm gonna do it one at a time. So I'm gonna throw one of them, and so I'm gonna like reach up and like throw it without looking towards the area. Oh, I hope I don't hit anybody. But throw it in the direction of where I came from.
Okay, so you're not going to throw them quickly in succession. You're going to throw one, see what happens. Throw the next one, see what happens. Okay. I need you to roll a dexterity check for me then.
Oh, this one. 24.
Okay.
Holy
You get
cow.
to pick the exact spot that it lands. And as you toss it, it hits that point, makes a clinging noise, and you hear a couple of them immediately start skittering after it.
Okay.
You probably hear 4 of them skitter in that direction. And about 2 seconds after, you can hear that there is now a scuffle going on as to who gets the bronze coin.
Okay, and that's what I wanted. Okay, so I wanted to hit the door that goes into the main room, if I can get it to that spot. And then I just heard 4, and then 2 more headed over there. So that's 6 out of the 12.
There's 12 little guys.
Yeah, he said dozen.
A dozen that you saw or heard.
That's true. That's true. Okay. I would like to now throw another coin.
Okay, which direction?
I want to throw it at the other end of the stall, like all the way at the other end of the building.
Okay.
And try to hit like a post if I can.
Okay. Do you want to throw it inside of like the kitty corner furthest away stall, or do you want to throw it to the outside of that in the main throwaway?
Main doorway. Yep.
Okay, but not inside the stall.
No.
Okay. All right, go ahead and do another dexterity check for this.
All right, this one's gonna be a 0. 13.
Okay. So you toss it. It doesn't go to exactly where you want it to. It does land a little bit shy, but then starts rolling in the direction of where you're hoping it would go. Before it gets there, about 7 feet shy, it's dove upon by one of the gnomes, who holds it up proudly, chittering, and then 2 others jump out and tackle him, trying to get it away from him. And they start fighting over the ownership of the coin.
Okay. Can I sneak into 2 stalls to my left? Towards the coin I just barely threw.
You want to go 2 stalls over? Okay.
How far is that? Give me like feet. How far is that in feet?
Say about 15 feet.
I'm a sneaky bird. Let's do it.
Okay,
Let's
go
do
ahead
it.
and roll a stealth check for me.
It's about at this time that the gnome is hitting on Ia.
I have a +8 and I got a 12.
Okay, you know what? Roll again. I'll give you advantage on it because you had them distracted.
Okay, there we go. 23.
Okay.
Holy cow.
So you're able to climb up over top of the one side, and as you're rounding up the top of the other, I'll say that you get enough sense of the room around that you know that there are probably 3 of these things left that are not distracted, and you can see 2 of them on the other side of the room, on the short other side of the room, and another one as soon as you land inside of the horse stall, which by the way has a horse in it.
Oh, I knew it.
There is another one whose feet you can see sticking out underneath the door, and he's leaning up against the door of the horse stall that you're now in.
And so there's a horse right behind me.
There's a horse next to you.
Next to me.
Who, after you land there, because you don't do it like in a super stealthy James Bond-esque sort of way. You more or less like put your body flat on it and then like roll over and just thud. And but you have light hollow bones, so instead of just thudding onto the ground, you more or less just exactly.
Okay, I got you. Okay.
And he just looks at you, and then like a pile of shit comes falling out of his asshole and hits the ground, and he's just chewing on some hay. You do notice an incredible lack of oats, carrots, apples, vegetables, and other things in the area so far.
Okay, so I have a rations kit. Are there any vegetables in there?
Yeah.
What kind? Do I have a carrot? Do I have a cucumber? Do I have lettuce?
I'll say you have some carrots, a couple potatoes, some turnips.
Okay, I pull out a
pepper,
carrot.
and a
I
tiny
give it
pumpkin.
a carrot.
Pull out a carrot.
Pumpkin.
Yeah, I want to pull out a carrot. And I want to give it to this horse.
Okay, go ahead and do an animal handling check for me.
Okay, that's bad. Now my follow-up question to this is towards the. Okay, okay. I'll do handling. Okay, 20 unnatural. But my question is, does the horse have a saddle on it?
No.
Dang it!
You were gonna ride it out of there
I
like
was totally gonna
John
ride that thing
Wayne.
out of there. I was just gonna go boom, get out of there. But okay. So I roll a 20 unnaturally.
Okay. Yeah, so instead of stabbing the horse in the eye with a carrot, you like hold it up there, and because the closest one to you that has a line of sight is distracted by the group wrestling, they don't see the orange carrot manifesting up out of thin air and the horse smelling it and then chomping away at it. But the horse now follows the direction that the carrot came from and sees you and begins sniffing you and your person in search of more food that isn't hay.
Oh shoot. That's such a selfish horse. I take my last bronze or copper piece or whatever it's called, and I throw it into the stall opposite of me.
Directly across the short way?
Yeah.
Or the one that you just came out of?
No, the one across the way. So like kind of over up the gnome's head and then into the next stall.
Okay, one last dexterity check then.
You got this.
Oh guys. 7. Are you kidding me? I have a +5.
Okay. So
no.
your
You jinxed me, Ulysses.
your hand
sorry.
as you go up to throw, the horse thinks that you got a carrot
No.
and reaches out to chomp at your hand and pushes your hand. Instead of your hand flying forward, it hits the door and the coin just falls down in front of the gnome who's standing there with his back up against it. And it looks on the ground and looks up and sees the horse head looking down at him. And he's chewing on something orange. And for a brief moment, the gnome is very confused because it seems like the horse just somehow burped out a bronze coin or a copper piece. And he looks at the copper piece and he looks up at the horse, looks back down at the copper piece, and he starts chittering loudly. And the one of the ones that was wrestling in front of him stops and looks over, and the other two across the way look over at him, and you can see that he's pointing up. You can't see this, but for the narration, he's pointing up at the horse and pointing down at the coin, and the others pick up like pitchforks and like scythes and stuff, and they start walking carefully toward the horse. You have no idea why or the context unless you know Gnomish and you can understand what they're saying.
I don't. I checked that earlier and I don't.
Okay.
I make a run for that window right behind the horse. I make a run for
Athletics
it.
check or acrobatics check.
Is that acrobatic?
Acrobatics.
Well, no. You have to do stealth if you don't want to be seen. You have to do a stealth
okay.
and then an athletics check.
Yeah, because I still don't want to be seen because somebody took my horse. Okay, so stealth check.
Yep.
26.
Okay, and then an athletics check.
Probably not as good. 5.
So
How do you get a 5?
so they are
Roll a 3.
So they are incredibly distracted by the horse, who apparently produces copper pieces.
Roll out of copper pieces.
And they don't seem to notice this birdman who jumps at the window and catches onto the ledge, and his legs are like kicking, trying to climb up, and then finally skitters up and rolls over the edge onto the ground. Who This time it's up high enough that there is a sound when you land, but they don't care because they have a horse that makes copper pieces. And as you're falling over the ledge, and none of them are paying attention to you, you can see that they're somewhat debating if they should cut the horse open to retrieve the rest of the copper, or if they should threaten it to give out more copper.
Oh my
Um,
God.
They're holding up different fighting things to its throat, and you kind of get the sense that you may have just fed that horse's last meal to it unintentionally, and then roll out of the window and poof onto the ground. Um, and
It's a thick horse. It
Yeah.
really covers, block the view.
in the distance, you can see Ia walking toward the main gates, or the eastern gates, in some sort of a tantrum.
Okay, I wanna walk stealthily towards her.
Okay.
But the other guy's still outside, so I want to go away without getting seen by him.
Okay. Well, for now, your stealth check still remains. It remains in effect for a little bit, so you're good on that. You want to walk toward Ia or to the others who have the horses?
Towards Ia.
Okay. Ia, after you walk away, do you go into the city? Do you just go wait by the gate? Do you go to attend errands? What are you doing?
I'm going to walk far enough away that I know that they won't be able to see me. Like I make sure that there's just no possible way. I'm far enough away that there's just no possible way that they can see me. But I'm not like inside the city yet, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for them. I'm on like the route to the city, and I'm just waiting for them to pass.
Okay, go ahead and roll a perception check to make sure that you can see how far away they are, and that you're far enough away that you don't have to worry about them.
I do have a passive perception of 10. I'm gonna throw that out there.
Okay, so as you look back toward the group, you feel like when you're about halfway, like you're far enough away that you don't have to worry about anyone hearing you or you hearing them. Out of the corner of your eye, you see like a white, almost looks like a pillow. You can't turn your head over in time to see it, but you see a white thing just kind of fall out of one of the windows in the back part of the main building. It doesn't quite like fully catch your attention. It's just, they're weird people in a weird place, and you just kind of chalk it up to them being weird, whatever the hell they're doing. So you don't really tick it too much. But yeah, you feel pretty confident about halfway away from the eastern gate that you're far enough out.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Um,
Okay, I'll pull out a book and be reading.
Okay. So Ulysses in war. After you get done dealing with the horse whisperer, you guys gonna head toward the city, toward where Ia
Yeah.
went off toward? Okay.
And
So
I'll
you
get Geldric's horse.
so as you're reaching Ia, you can see. Well, actually, as you reach Ia, you turn around to try to see if you can see where Geldric is, and he is on top of his horse, and you've been just pulling him along, and like he's your son or something, and he's just smiling big at you, so happy that you gave him a ride, and you got War and Ia there, and you're all back together again after the strange interaction with.
Even though
The
Ia was
snow.
trying to hide from us.
I wasn't trying to
She's trying to
hide.
No,
from the
she
Oh,
was-
you weren't. Oh, okay.
No, I was just waiting for you all.
I'll turn
I was
around to
hiding
Geldric
from the gnomes, if anything.
Okay, so you're back at the city entrance. What do you want to do then? Now that you're back, it's probably early afternoon.
We should board the horses, I think, or at least find a place that we can put them safely and I guess, take off their saddles.
Pervert.
Overrated.
So
Anybody else want to do that? Then we don't have to
Um,
worry about them as we're walking around
I
town.
feel like if there's so I would like, I don't know what time of the day it's supposed to be, but I would like to talk to some people about abyssal creatures before we go to bed. So if it's closer to nighttime, then maybe one or two people should go find a place to get the horses, rested, and the rest of us can be doing chores for. Yeah, Salmon.
We also need to go get our reward.
Yeah, we need to report in our findings.
So do we want to split up in groups, or how do we want to do this?
What time of day is it right now?
Kenny got it. Yeah, what time of day is it? Is it?
it's
Yeah.
just afternoon, like 1 o'clock.
We've got a good 6 hours, probably, right?
Probably 6 hours of daylight left, and probably 8 hours before some of the higher end establishments close down, and then 13 hours before the bars close.
Wow. What a good place.
Should we find a George another companion for himself for tonight? Companion. Get it?
Yeah.
I
think
mean,
you're-
Geldrick.
think-
Should we find Geldrick a companion for
I
tonight?
thought you
at
meant
the bar?
George. I was like, yeah, he's
I
already
was like,
got one.
what? What?
Geldrick, guys. Should we get Geldrick a companion at the bar tonight?
I'm going to just walk away without answering.
Yeah.
I'm going to just walk away, and
Uh,
I'm going to find like a policeman of some sort and see if somebody can help me find a place to put the horses.
So as you're walking
Okay.
in through the gates, one of the guards keeping watch does stick his arm out and stop you, Ia, and says, "You can't bring the animals into the city.
Shut up.
This is an upper class sort of establishment, and you can't bring the animals inside. I mean, technically there are stables just right there. There, if you want to like check the horses in, kind of like a valet." You could do that, or you can go out to Grape Day stables and corral, and they can put up your horses and take care of them. They're pretty good, a little bit pervy, but for the price, you get good quality. So it's up to you. I mean, between the two, Grape Day is probably cheaper, but better quality for bang for your buck. But
Did you say it's called Grape Day?
yeah, grape day. Like yeah, I think it's
Is
like
it-
have a grape day or something. They
Got
changed
it.
it. You know,
Are
I
they a
don't.
trustworthy sort?
I mean, I've never used them myself, but like,
Got it.
I never
That's-
had to arrest them.
Yeah. Okay, I understand. And what's the other one called?
I mean, city stables. It's right there. Like,
Okay.
that's just it's the city stables.
Don't need
That's
to
it.
be cheeky about it, and
Well,
I'll just walk away from him.
I'm not. Okay, well, boy, new citizen. He turns around and goes back to his post and kind of shrugs at the guard across the gate from him, who shrugs back at him. And
All right, I'll go over to the city stables.
okay, and there's another guard standing there. Goes, yeah, what can I help you with? I mean, besides horses, of course, because why else would you be here?
I mean, besides your lovely conversation, I mean,
We got a live one. Did Kurt send you over? Huh? Is that who did? Kurt, you piece of shit! I love you. And he yells in like the completely wrong direction of where you came from.
I was actually wondering how much it would cost to board my horse up here tonight.
Just one horse? Just your horse?
Mine and a couple of friends' horses.
So free total horses, yours and a couple of friends.
4 horses.
I'm
Oh, where
trying
the
to
hell
decide
did
if
you come from?
I
Holy shit! Cut! Come see the size of this bloody git. He's fucking huge.
It's his boots.
I didn't hear you at all, son of a bitch. You're large, and you've got
Yeah,
a
I get
large
that a lot.
horse. You got a large horse. Okay, four
The
horses.
golden horse.
All 4 of your horses, and he's counting them and looking at them. It's like, okay. I mean, what kind of care are you looking for? Like, we get some people that come in that are like, oh, treat our horses better than you would people. Like, shove a silver rod up their ass and make them feel like the king and queen. You want that kind of care, or you're looking for like make sure they don't die or get stolen throughout the night?
can we do something in the middle where, take
Yeah,
off
we
their
got copper
saddles?
rods we can shove up their asses.
Good one. No, what I'm talking about is more of take off their saddles, brush them down, feed them, make sure they're rested well and good security for them.
Yeah, I mean, I've been known to sing quite a good lullaby to horses to make sure they rest well, if you like. I could do that for an extra 5 copper a horse.
That's weird that you call your wife a horse.
Oh, your mother too, right? Yeah.
I like this one.
Oh my gosh.
So what would it be? Horse lullaby or no?
Mine does not need one, but I'm sure that Ulysses, he would love, or Alfonso would love for his horse to be sung to.
My horse too, please.
All right.
Caca!
Right. What about yours, Dragonborn? And he says Dragonborn not sarcastically, but like with a great deal of respect and honor because of recent events. Dragonborn.
Yes.
Yeah, horse lullaby for 3 horses and nightmares for the other one. Okay, all right. Well, for a night, it's 1 silver per horse. For the large one, we typically do like a silver and 5 copper. But since you're getting the horse lullaby, we'll just throw it in for free. So say 6. Well, now hold on. 5.5 silver. So 5 silver, 5 copper for the lot of you.
I'll pay for everybody's.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
So go ahead, mark off 5 silver and 5 copper from your purse, from your currency.
Okay.
Hey, I'll get you a drink tonight.
And 1 silver is 10 copper. So if you need to mark off an extra silver,
I need more silver. So I have how much gold or silver per gold?
it's 10 to 1 all the way up. So 10 silver equals 1 gold, and 10 gold equal 1
What's
platinum.
EP?
That's
Are we using
Electrum?
Electrum or no?
For EP, I think EP is for some reason like a 5-piece.
Gotcha. So it's like 5 silver? Because it's in between gold and silver.
Maybe it's supposed to mean.
Oh, it says right there. So 1 gold piece equals 2 Electrum. 1 gold piece equals 10 silver. So yeah, it's 5 silver.
5 silver, 5 copper. We're not going to use Electrum.
Gotcha.
Okay, done.
Cool. All right. He takes the money from you and turns around, scribbles on a piece of paper, hands the piece of paper to you, and says, "Don't lose this. It's how you get your horses back, huh?"
Gotcha.
I mean, you're like the 3rd people I've had in for the day. We don't technically get tons of business here because, Have a Great Day out there is slaughtering us. I don't know how that pervy little git out there can, like, scare away a prostitute, I swear. So, yeah, I'm sure I'll remember you, but try not to lose the ticket, okay? We're just trying to keep rules as rules and stuff. Hands you the ticket here.
Okay, I'm going to put it in my bag.
Okay. It's okay.
Thanks, Zia.
Thank
Well, checkouts at noon. But really, if you leave them here past noon, I'll charge you before I give them back to you. So, if you need to pay for longer, just you can send a runner. with some money, and we'll call it a flat 5 silver for extra days past the original housing cost and fees, and just send me 5 silver a day, and we'll keep the horses for you. Just include the ticket number in with the runner, otherwise, I will have no idea who the hell you are at that point, because I don't know who's runner.
What's
I'm
the
gonna
number?
pull out the ticket and look at the number really quick.
6969. No,
Oh, nice.
it's 3714.
3714. Okay.
All right.
So
So
now we
he
don't have these horses that we paid so much money for?
What?
These horses are a liability, guys. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, sorry.
so
What is he saying?
I'm guessing that you guys are going to be taking like the bag of holding off of the horses and any other things that you might need.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything.
Okay.
Yes.
Hold up.
I'm glad you said something.
Do we need to plan on an extra night anyway? If we're gonna be like, because we should celebrate, right, guys? I mean, we just killed a bunch of people, or well, not people.
What?
Abyssals.
As you're
whoa.
saying this, the guard is like reaching for his sword. It's like, yeah, we did. We just killed a whole bunch of people, didn't we? Yeah, we
He's an
did.
idiot. Don't
Hey,
mind
Kurt,
him.
come here. You gotta see this big bloody git. Yeah, you do. So, how
Fine,
many
I'm
people
gonna
did
pull
we
out
kill?
my. Nah, just kidding. Should we celebrate tonight? Like, should we just preemptively pay for an extra day, or does it not matter? Like, are we gonna get a penalty if we don't pay before noon tomorrow?
I'll pay for tomorrow.
I mean, you'll piss me off. I mean, it's not like we're gonna give
I
your
don't-
horses away. I mean, I might take it out for a ride.
I
You
don't
know?
want you pissed and singing like upset songs at our horses. So yeah,
I never even thought of doing that. Yeah, I'll sing your horses nightmares.
Ulysses.
Yeah.
That's a good
I
idea.
don't.
Nightmares
Okay,
for
I'll
late
give-
fees. Okay.
Unless Geldrick wants to, I'll pay an extra day so we're safe.
I pay.
We don't
I pay
have a-
next day.
Okay.
Okay.
Just in
Gilbert
case.
got this.
Mark
Okay.
Mark 5 silver off of your inventory, Geldrick.
I thought he just gave you the bird in it.
It says bird.
Where is it? It's not doing it. Your camera's better than mine.
Okay. And after you pay, he like takes the sword that he is really actually unsheathed, having heard that you killed a bunch of people, and slowly puts it back into its sheath.
He's a big dumb
You're-
animal, people.
You're paying customers now, so he doesn't want to, It's his job to collect, not to enforce things that happen outside the castle, or at least outside of the district.
Good. I was gonna do an intimidation check.
I mean, you still can.
Nah, I'm good.
All
Keep
right.
it.
So he takes the finally Kurt comes walking around the corner. He's this guard who his helmet is off. He's got like grease, dirt, maybe some shit like on his cheek. She comes around the corner. Is it? What is it? You go over for your horses. What is it? Holy fuck, you're a big bloody git, aren't you? Yeah, you are, man. Okay. Give me the fucking things. And he grabs the reins and leads them back and yeah, that he is. That's Kurt. Yeah. He's my mate. We're buddies. Thanks, Kurt. Okay. Your horses are taken care of. Now what do you want to do?
Is it still like did that? How long did that?
It's like
interaction-
1:30.
Okay. I'm getting anxious because I want to make sure that I have enough time to talk to people before stores close. So, do you guys? I feel though that someone should go talk to the guy about what we found out about the abyssal creatures.
I
Yeah.
feel like War needs to go talk to the person because
Yeah, because isn't that relations?
well, he just
Okay.
has a better presence, right?
I mean, I do have like the heads, so evidence.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. So, Ward, do you want to go and talk to them about the abyssal creatures, and I'll go ask around town about them so we can find out more about them.
Okay.
Geldrick has to go with war.
I'll go with war.
Is that a good idea, Geldrick?
No.
Should you come with me in case you need to talk to anybody?
Yep. Also, side note, when you used that spell or your ability, the horses could understand you when you were talking, right?
Yeah.
They can't understand me, but I can understand them.
That's a good call.
Cool.
That's a good thing. Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll talk about it later.
Okay. All right. I was just on like a side note because I was like thinking about that late at night one night. I was like, could those horses understand what we were saying? Cool. All right. Cool. Thank you.
So you could hear my horse like crying the whole time while we were walking, and he didn't.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh God!
And you didn't
That's
even
what I'm
say
saying.
anything.
Ian's
Ia?
butthole smells so bad. Ian, you gotta change your diet, dude. This is terrible. Ashley, I'm sorry if my butt smells, but Ian's, holy cow.
Ian the horse. Exactly.
My
So Ian,
understanding is that it's got to be something that I choose, that I have to like.
Yeah, it's
Turn
not like a
into.
flood of sounds suddenly
Yeah.
comes in, and it's like,
like what women want, where it's like all the girls
Yeah.
around you. Okay, I gotcha.
yeah, animals, women, same thing. Good comparison. Good job there, George.
No, what? No. It's a '90s movies or 2000 movies. I don't know when it came out.
Yeah, Mel Gibson, Helen Hunt. Okay, so
Good job, George.
Thanks. High five.
This is so bad.
all right. So who's going where?
I'm gonna go with Ia.
Okay, and Ulysses, are you going with war? Or are you going to do something else?
I'll go with war.
Okay.
We'll stay and
So
choose.
the guard station isn't too far from where you came in through the east gate. Ia, where are you heading to?
I'm gonna go see my favorite bookstore owner, Mr. Grayfield.
Mr. Grayfield. Okay, that's a little bit further away, so we're gonna cover War and Ulysses event first. Okay.
Okay.
And does anyone have a hard stop at 8:30 tonight or 9:30? There.
No, I'm all good.
Nope.
I'm fine.
I might have to pee, but I'm good.
Just hold it. Okay. Let me know when you need to bounce.
You're not gonna
and-
pee till we're done.
Good job. If you need me to tell, like, I don't know if it's my voice or if
I
it's
think
just
it's your voice.
Okay.
Whisper sweet
Hold-
nothings
yeah.
to it.
hold the speaker next to your bladder. Okay, so War and Ulysses, you start walking over to the guardhouse. You walk past the city center where you'd fought the bugbear. You can see that they have cleaned up the mess and made it look as though nothing has ever occurred there. You can look up toward the northern side and see the manor that you had stayed in, War, with your family, and you can tell by the general stance and position of people around that the delegation is gone. There aren't as many guards walking around, and
Aw,
there aren't as
man.
many people standing outside of the visitors' barracks. So you do get the impression that your family is not not present anymore, but you also don't know what the overall outcome was of the delegation. If it was successful, if it was not successful, if an alliance was created, if trade routes or religious sharings had been given way for or permission for. You have no idea what the current stance or position is of Dragonborn to the city. Okay. So the closer you get to the guards barracks and the guard center, more and more guards you see. you've not been there before, so you'd have to stop and ask some guards for directions. Do you want to?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to get lost.
Okay. So you stop after you see like the sixth guard in 2 blocks, and ask them where you can find the captain of the guard, someone that you can talk to about a job that you've performed. And he goes, "You're are you one of those bugbear people that I've heard about over the last week?
Brah!
Don't you do that again. I'll skin you. Piece of shite. All right. Are you the bugbear people? Is that what I'm to understand?"
No, but we killed it.
Either of you want to? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
You killed the bugbear,
Yeah.
and all right. Yeah. The new captain of the guard said to be on the lookout for you. So yeah, I'll show you to where you're going. And so he turns around kind of carefully, and he's looking over his shoulder at you every few steps to make sure that you're keeping pace with him. And he's not walking especially fast. And as he gets closer to the guardhouse, he kind of gives a look towards some other guards who fall in behind you to help with the escort toward the to where you're going.
Are they gonna bum rush us, War? What is this?
Yeah, we don't bum rush. If we want to take you out, we just do it. As you can see, we don't have a problem cleaning up blood. And
Does War have a tail?
no.
No.
Oh, okay.
You
I was gonna
approach
mess with
a building which looks more like a fortification than it does one of the other buildings in the region. Doesn't look especially brilliant on the outside. It doesn't look cute or fancy or decorated. It just looks like a giant brick. And as you walk up, you see a couple of guards posted on either side of the door, and the guard leading the way goes up and thud 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 on the door, and one of those slides opens up, and a guy looks out and goes, "All right, if the sky is blue and the sea is green, what color are the flowers in the hills?" And the guard who's leading ahead of you looks in and goes, "Your mother's a whore. Open the door."
Oh
The guy
my
goes,
God.
No.
"That's the password." And he opens the door and leads you all inside. Leaves you very confused, but after you get in, they shut the door and lock it behind you. And sitting at a desk directly in front of you is someone different than you interacted with the week before. Someone new to your eyes that you haven't really ever seen before. They're a little bit bigger. They have a lot more tattoos, and you can tell that they are definitely not in the mood for games. But they look up from their desk of parchment paper and several swords, daggers, other weaponry. Some of them have dried blood on them. Looks up and goes, "Yeah, what the fuck is this? What do you want?"
We're just here to report our mission findings.
Yeah, your mission findings, eh? What
Yeah.
what mission findings exactly is that? Who the fuck are you?
I didn't
And
write down
as you
the
say
guy's
this, the
name.
guy that was leading you in says, "Sir, these are the members of the Bugbear Investigation Squad." And he goes, "It's you folk then, yeah. I've had this piece of paper here on my desk for the last week and a half, anticipating your report on the abyssal activity in the area. I had zero description to go off of, zero insight. I have 8 sentences here, and I could not be any more upset with this scenario. So let's just tread carefully, okay, my fine young friends?
Is there a problem?
Yeah.
Well, seeing as how my predecessor is dead, and it seems to have been done by someone on the inside, shortly after you left, and you're the most notorious strangers that we have in the region who are quite dangerous, it stands to reason that there's a little bit of suspicion as to who may have killed him and where they're at now. So,
Did not show him the bag of heads.
Who
Definitely
killed
show
him?
him the bag head.
that's what we don't know. Amongst other things that are happening in the city with abyssals popping up all over the place, which I hope you have a good report for me. Otherwise, you're showing back up empty-handed, hoping your hand to maybe be filled instead is not going to go over the best. We're trying to figure out who killed him, why the abyssals are showing up, and whether or not the Dragonborn, and as he says this, there's a little bit of poison in his tone, can be trusted, since right after the Dragonborn, right after the previous captain died, the Dragonborn made a quick escape from the city. So,
Well, you answer me this: is it a good thing if we've killed the abyssals and the bad bugbear?
I mean, we've heard these tales before of people sending in creatures ahead of them to create disturbance and disruptance and then show up to bravely kill them and slay them because they knew enough to capture them that killing them is much easier, and then gaining reward and repute in the process to rob citizens and townships of their belongings. So the fact that you killed them doesn't help at all.
Well, seeing as we've protected the town, I guess we could go. Maybe you'd be next on their list.
Oh, go ahead and roll an intimidation check.
Holy cow, bro! The kahunas on this giant.
Shit.
Oh no.
I suppose that may be something that I could be worried about if I was not the one surrounded by armed men. And as he says this, everyone in the room unsheaths their swords. There are about 8 of them. And he looks down at the table of the many weaponist increments that he has and says, in this case, I'd let you choose which way you die. Just point one out and I'll do it for you myself. You know,
Well, I mean,
the
of
thing
course
is
you
that
can be
I
tough
would
with your
want to,
buddies.
I would
Hey.
want to rule out as many people as I could, and if killing them is the way I need to rule them out, then I suppose I could do just that.
Yeah.
Is that
I
what you're
mean,
saying I should do? I should start ruling people out?
I'd be tough too if I had all these friends. Should we go get our friends?
If you
Okay,
want to,
let's
if you
all
want to
just
tell me where the
calm
rest of your
down.
party is,
Whoa!
that would work out. I mean,
Yeah,
do you know where they're at right now? Perhaps I could send a couple of my guys to go get them for you.
They're too smart for that.
You're not,
Oh my-
apparently, though.
We'll see.
So what is this report you have? Dragonborn, are you, one of the sentences, one of the 8 says that you're in charge, but it seems like this one has all the balls.
But not so much of the brains, I guess, huh?
Well, let's just calm down. We're just here. We were hired for a job. Unfortunately, I guess we can't make you trust us. I don't know. But this is what we found. And then I explained what happened. And then I definitely slam the bag on the table so I can
Yes!
open it up and pull out.
Did we get an abyssal head?
No, we didn't.
No. Okay. All right. Let's go with this.
We
Oh,
haven't
but-
actually seen them yet. We've only
Well,
seen their victims.
No, we
Yeah.
killed him.
when they
We
ambushed
didn't
us.
grab
Oh.
any of them.
No.
Okay,
Yes.
It's cool. We'll go
probably-
with it.
That was an
Probably-
oversight. That was an oversight.
we probably shouldn't show him the victims. He's just gonna accuse us.
You were the one who threw it on the table.
It's not open yet.
Well, yeah, and it's in the bag of holding, so it looks like a handbag. you know?
Yeah.
You know?
So
It's not
I
like thud, and there are like a bunch of bowling balls rolling around inside.
That's a cute purse he's got there.
So you get done
Dragonborn.
explaining
well, I
it.
just now that I have your attention.
So
I
make
just
a
need-
make a persuasion check for me, War, on the story you tell him.
Okay.
It's better than mine.
Would you like to help him out there, Ulysses?
Can he just roll twice?
That's what I'm saying. Do you want
Yeah,
to?
yeah. I definitely want to help him.
Okay, go ahead and roll with
Okay.
advantage, Stephanie.
Okay, 2. 15.
Okay.
Maybe we should have sent.
Oh shoot.
Okay. So, as you get done telling him the story, do you tell him the story about cutting off the heads to prove to them that all this
Weren't they
occurred?
already cut off?
No, but didn't we like collect like insignias and that kind of stuff too?
You collected a few trinkets, like a pendant.
Yeah,
a
so
coin.
like we could pull it out and say like this is like what we found
Good call. Not
to like
bad.
identify
Um,
them with, but
Yeah.
not the head.
okay, so you don't tell him the story about the part of the story about the heads. You tell him about
Yeah.
finding other things in the camp to prove that it's them.
Yeah.
Okay, and so the way a bag of holding works is when you open the bag, it looks like it's empty, like an empty void, black. And when you put your hand on the inside, you think of the item that you want, and it kind of falls into your hand, and then you pull it out.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
So it'd be the same thing with the heads. You'd think of the heads, and then you'd feel the hair, and you'd pull the head out of the bag, right? So you think of the trinket, like the medallion, and I think there was like a coin looking thing.
Yeah, or something.
And he hears the story and sees you pull out the medallion and the coin, the trinket, and looks at them and goes, well, "These things mean nothing to me." And he looks around the room, looks at the other men, and goes, Paul, come here. I want you to take a look at this. Do you remember anyone of the group? The first group we sent? Do these items look familiar? Pause and look at the items. Apparently he was someone that interacted with the previous group. And let me see here. We're going to do... Okay. He looks at him and goes, I think maybe this necklace thing looks familiar. I mean, sorry, boss. Necklaces all kind of look the same. I don't. It could have been something I saw in a whore this morning, or it could have been something that. I mean, it's been like 3 weeks since we last saw them. I remember what they look like, but like, I don't remember what they were wearing.
Don't do it.
Do it.
I mean, you say that they were all dead at the camp?
Yes.
How did they die?
I don't
The
remember.
abyssals
But they
attacked
like
them.
Abyssal
water.
creatures.
I don't remember.
Yeah, your memory calls back. You remembered they were dismembered.
Okay.
Some had been pulled to pieces as they were alive. Some of them were decapitated uh, after death, as more or less for fun. But all of the wounds, including where pieces had been torn apart, there were singe marks around the wound indicating abyssal involvement. For the kind of heat that abyssals give off when in close proximity are hard to fake. So you let them know that they were dismembered, and okay, well, do you have like a hand or something, like with a ring on it? Something that, something we could use to better identify them, because like,
But wouldn't that be like, I mean, you already suspect that it might be us. Wouldn't that be even worse to have a body part of theirs? Or could you do some enchantment to see if it was like evil energy that did it or something of the sort?
Or like if they could like believe that we're telling the truth. I'm just gonna do it, guys.
All right. I'm down.
Wait,
Down
do
to
you-
the
Let
clown.
me just see what I got in here.
Do it.
And then I just pull one of the heads out.
As she pulls the head out, I'm gonna put my hand on my hip. Let's just say.
near your battle axe or the ancestral war
Oh.
cry?
Oh, the ancestral war cry.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
But not like on it, but more just like
You're
almost like-
mirroring what others in the room are doing, where they like rest their hand on the hilt of it, because
yeah,
that's a
yeah.
casual
Yeah.
look.
Yeah,
Yeah.
our friends are gonna die.
I know. I'm aware.
I'm gonna sell their horses.
So you pull out one of the heads, and as soon as you do, a couple of the guards take a few steps forward with their swords, and they say something to the effect of, "We knew it." And as they take a couple more steps, the guy that's in charge, suddenly, without warning or what you'd consider to be provocation, he punches one in the gut, right at the base of his studded leather. And while a typical blow to the studded leather wouldn't have impacted them much, it doubles this one over, and he falls to the ground, letting go of his sword. And he quickly punches the other one in the face, knocking him out, sending him to the ground. And he turns around and goes, "Nobody moves without my say-so. That was the first fucking thing I told you. It's your fault that the last guy died. I'm not gonna die because of your stupidity. Back the fuck off!" And he takes the head from you, looks at it, shows it to the one that you were talking to, and says, "Do you recognize this person?"
Been weeks.
Yeah, that was their spellcaster. He was the one that could do all crazy magical stuff. He was the one that seemed to know the most about the abyssals. Did you do this to him?
No,
Oh,
as
gosh.
I explained, this is what we found.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check for me, War.
Come on.
Not
come
good
on.
at
With
You could do it.
with advantage.
Here comes a natural 20, I believe.
You got this.
Would the NPC have to roll like an insight check?
You don't got this.
Oh my gosh.
No.
I had advantage.
Do we have the guard's name?
Not yet.
Okay.
Huge long
Trust
day.
me. Whatever did this, we would not have been walking away from if we had
Yeah,
met
mate.
this.
You've already proven that you're not worth trusting. Shut the fuck up and let me do my thing. And he's gonna take the head back over to the table and put it down and says, "Now everyone, give me some fucking space." And he's going to close his eyes and put his hands to either side of the head and begin chanting something. And he's going to be moving his hands, and you can see that he's casting a spell. And in the moments following, you see an apparition of a body appear, connecting to the neck and leading down across the ground. And suddenly the eyes pop open on the head, and the mouth starts moving, and the head starts speaking, seemingly recreating the final moments of his life, as you see an abyssal ghost sort of element jump up onto his head, sinking his claws into either side of his neck and ripping it off, causing the instant death that befell this particular character. Not a very, it doesn't tell you a ton of information. It just shows you the last couple seconds of someone's life, but is enough to convince him of your story, or at least the portion of how you obtained the head. Everyone in the room sees this, and after the spell is over, the eyes shut back and the mouth closes again, and the head falls down to the desk. And he steadies himself on the desk, as this seems to have taken something out of him. And he turns around and goes, "Well, how the fuck did you survive when someone like this died? Was it just the two of you? I heard there were 4.
We have a good team together, but it wasn't easy.
Okay, yeah, I mean, everyone thinks they have a good team. The 10 we sent out had a good team. So how it is that you 4 fucks did it still has me wary.
We have
We're
we
sorry
have
for
a
your
pet
loss.
fox.
You have a pet fox.
Yes.
Does it change into like an actual dragon, or like a minotaur, or is it just a fox?
He's more of a mascot, really.
A cheerleader. So you're telling me the 10 massive group like, if they had the cheerleader, they wouldn't have died.
Yep.
I'm just saying we're a strong team is all.
Right. Okay.
We're sorry for your loss.
Well, you've definitely proven that you didn't kill this one, at least not directly. Whether or not you commanded the abyssals or led the abyssals is to be determined. I'm going to send the head out to find out how long it's been dead for, and if you happened to be in the city when it died, or when it stopped providing a life force, then you'll have a fairly good alibi. That it might take a couple days, though, to clear up, but I can't allow you to leave the city. You'll have a armed escort wherever you go. But in case you feel like going on a shopping spree and spreading the wealth around, I suppose I can pay you. And at least the money will stay in Whitestone. Do you remember how much we agreed upon?
It was a lot.
Yeah, but I don't want to talk because you're rude.
And he's
Weren't we there
looking
when we
right
killed
at you,
Build-A-Bear?
Ulysses. He's looking right at you, like he wants you to answer. He's
It was
egging
100
you
gold
on
piece
to
per.
answer. It was what?
100 gold piece per
100 gold piece per
person. Per creature, per entity.
Does that include the fox?
Nah.
Nah, as in you'll pass, or Nah, as in it wasn't part of the deal.
It was not originally a part of the deal.
My paper here says 700 for the group.
Oh, that's
Which
right.
is it?
We pretended that we had a few extra members. I forgot.
We did?
Yeah, we
We
did.
did?
We did.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we lost them in battle. Take the 700.
Sorry
do
for
you
our
say
losses,
that?
too.
No, I don't want to.
My gosh!
So, which is it? Oh, great one who can't seem to know when is a good time to shut up and when to talk. Is it 100 per person or 700 for the group? And he gets,
It,
well, not face to face with you because he's way too short for that. But his chin is like resting on your pecs, and he's looking up at you.
That's intimate.
I can see it. I can see it.
And as he's asking, he's like reaching a finger up, and he starts to like scrape off some of the mud
phone
from your
hole.
chest. Which is it?
Is this getting flirtatious at this point? What is going on?
Read dead people's thoughts. It's very intimate. It's like Elder Holland in the elevator.
Oh my god.
If only I'd scratched his chest.
As a
God.
honor of goodwill, we could say 400 until we're proven not guilty by your search over the next couple days, and then if
I
we're
like
not
that.
guilty, we can finalize the rest of the 300.
He hears this and he narrows his eyes at you and takes a few steps back, looks over at War and says, "Does he speak for you?"
Stephanie?
We'll take the 400. Thank you, sir.
And the other three?
There must have been a miscommunication on our numbers.
On our numbers, we miscommunicated? Or on your numbers, you lied?
Dude, Ulysses gets thrown on the bus every 2 seconds.
What the hell, bro?
Which is it?
War.
Did we miscommunicate or did you lie?
Well, I technically didn't say 300. I just said we'll
Oh,
take
he's asking
400.
War. He's asking War right now.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I don't remember what happened. I don't want to lie.
If you don't remember, I'd advise maybe not talking. As I said, this is a bit of a sensitive situation.
He asked him a question.
Do you remember or not? Or?
I don't know what to do.
Gildrick feels from where he's at just the pain and the awkwardness and does a stealth check.
A stealth check?
He doesn't know why. Did War just stop talking?
I just kind of need to disappear from the situation.
Okay, so you say nothing back to him. And he keeps holding your gaze and goes, "Seeing as how I need to talk to you again, regardless of what happens, I'm halfway considering taking your offer of the 4 now and the 300 later. Or maybe I'll pocket the 300 for you wasting my fucking time and call us even. Either way, I'm sure I'll see you in a few days. And if you think and try to escape your guarded escort, I will take that as guilt. And we will track you down. And we will kill you. Do you understand?"
Yes.
Good. Bring me 400 gold. Looks over at one of the guards who walks into a side room using a key and comes back a couple minutes later with a big pouch.
Noted where the gold is.
Brings
Little
it
did they know
back.
I was hiding in the sack.
Hands it to you, Ulysses. He has to use 2 hands to lift it up to you, and you, with 1 hand, easily pick it up. And as you do this, you flex, and look over at this captain of the guards. And he says, okay, get the fuck out of my sight. I got enough shit to deal with today than worrying about what lies you tell and what situations make you uncomfortable. Get the fuck out.
Okay.
Do you leave?
Take the money.
Yes. Bye.
Yeah.
Okay, so you leave. Okay, good.
Oh, thank
I thought-
goodness. Holy cow.
I thought you were
that
like,
was so terrible.
I thought you were like honestly considering doing something. I was like, well, guys, it's been a good campaign.
I know. This guy can really bring people back from the dead and see their thoughts. And Ammon was like, or Ulysses was like calling him out and be like, yo, the last guy died.
As we walk out, my hand is just white because I've been gripping my my ancestral war cry so hard because I really want to just lop his head off.
So as you're gripping it,
As we're outside,
Wow.
yeah, as
They don't
you're
notice.
gripping it and you're
They don't notice.
outside, you feel the sword try to unsheath itself and prepare for combat. You feel it trying to uphold your desire to draw blood.
Yes, it does.
And you force it back into its sheath.
Down,
And,
boy.
I hate this.
Down,
I
boy.
hate this. I hate
Yeah.
this. Wow.
okay, so you leave
You weren't
with
even there.
with the
I know.
400
Where were
gold.
you? You didn't have our back.
And meanwhile, back in time to when Ia and Geldrick walked away, you're heading down to your favorite book nook area. You walk in through the door, and first person who looks up from the counter is, well, hush my puppies, if it isn't Ia and bird friend.
Longbone.
I heard that my my belated manuscript made it to you okay?
Yes, thank you so much for that. Are you busy right now?
I am never too busy for a fellow scholar. What can I help you out with?
So I'm gonna get close to him. Is he like behind the counter or where is he?
Yeah, he's behind the counter, kind of leaning over it, and you can see that he was writing in a book and kind of doing not a lot quite transcription, but he was more or less copying some notes over from one book to another.
Okay. I'm gonna get close to him so I don't have to speak loudly. And I'm going to say
Is that so
what?
I can't hear?
No. It's just in case there's somebody else in the store or somebody eavesdropping. I don't want other people to, hear us talking about these abyssal creatures just in case.
So I can hear you.
Yeah, you can hear. If you get close into us as well, you can hear.
I want to get close enough, but I don't want to be that close where I can like smell them. You know?
Your beak just like comes right between their two faces, and one eye's looking at her and one eye's looking at him.
Making eye contact with both of them at the same time.
God, motherfucker!
I'm gonna say, don't mind him. So we did you hear about the bugbear incident from a while back?
Yeah, it was a couple weeks ago. Bugbear went crazy, all possessed, and
Right.
tore up the town square. Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, so we were asked to go and investigate after we took care of that we were approached by some people asking us to investigate a missing party that went out in search of where these abyssal creatures are coming from. We found
Wait. Who asked you to go out? Like a private corporation or?
No, it was somebody with the city.
Okay, the city. Okay, you got me all worried there. I thought it was like some underground faction that you got yourself caught up with. I was about to,
Oh, of course.
about to redefine our business relationship all of a sudden.
Oh dear, no. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. But we went out and we found something very strange, and I don't know how much. Do you know much about abyssal creatures at all?
Oh, I know a few things about the abyssals. Been around for a long time. They have quite a bit of a footprint here in the area. Given their history and ours in the city. but I know enough. Can I ask you a real quick question though?
Yes, of course.
Why are we talking so quiet?
Well, I'm not whispering. I'm just like,
Yeah, but like it feels like we're in a huddle, and you know this one, right? Like he's motioning over to Gildrick. He, he's with you, right?
yes, yes.
Okay.
He's with me. Is there anyone else in the shop?
I mean, a couple people, but if you want to talk like candidly, I've got a room for that.
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Yeah, no, of course. And he closes the two manuscripts in front of him, and he turns around and calls up to someone up in one of the higher floors and goes, "Jenny, come down and watch the front for me if you don't mind, darling. I gotta look at a few special books with some friends." And
Oh
you
my
hear,
gosh.
"Okay,
Hello, my
Daddy,"
sex tape.
and and he kind of walks back toward the back wall where there's a book case, and he kind of looks around. It's in a part of the store that doesn't have um, windows, and it's this derelict shelf of tomes and books that everyone is familiar with. It doesn't have anything of like any great consequence on it, but he reaches up and touches a book. It's just entitled "The Calamity," and he pulls on it, and you hear a click, and the bookshelf pivots away, showing some stairs going down. And he says, "Okay, we got about 20 seconds before this closes behind us. We got to be lickety split about it." And he hurries down the stairs, and you can hear him lighting up a torch.
Okay, I follow him.
Go with him too.
Okay. All right, so you both make it down, and he lights up this torch, then lights a lantern, a few other lanterns, and douses the torch and hangs it back up on the wall. And you can see down here there are a lot of extra books, but the books are all behind like glass. And he goes, "This is the kind of place that I typically meet when I'm dealing with very rare and special books. Uh, there are some runes on the wall and some spells that I've had cast on here to make sure that people can't be like eavesdropping or hearing us either by magical means or by physical means. So anything you need to say or want to say, unless you don't want me to know about it, you can go ahead and speak freely. I've said enough things here that I would have been in prison and killed several times over had anyone in power known how I felt and thought about things. So you go right on ahead."
Um,
He's a hairy wizard.
I'm a hairy wizard.
I'm going to. Okay. So, like I was telling you, we went in search of this party. There was a couple of things that struck me as a bit odd. When we were approaching it, the site where we found the party, they were unfortunately deceased before we got there. But it was a strange thing when we approached, we couldn't hear anything. And then when we got within some sort of perimeter, we could finally hear like nature sounds, like birds and with the wind and such like that.
Yeah.
Do you know of what that could have been, or does that sound familiar to you?
Oh, it sounds a little familiar to me. It kind of sounds like a reverse thaumaturgy bubble. It's not really used too much because it doesn't have heck of a lot of purpose. But I mean, do you know what thaumaturgy is?
Of course, yeah.
Well, reverse thaumaturgy is it kind of does the same thing, but you can with thaumaturgy you can make loud noises and bright lights and things like that. But reverse thaumaturgy does the opposite. It makes silence. It makes darkness. It makes shadow. And not a lot of people use it because not a lot of people have need for silence and shadow. So only a few people use it for a few very typically delinquent reasons. I mean, thieves use it. So if you find someone that knows how to use it, it's a good chance they're a thief, and you shouldn't trust them. That's why people don't learn about it or try to use it. It's means you're an asshole. So, if
Would
if
it make sense that, sorry to interrupt you, but
no,
would
go
it
ahead.
make sense if we were to have found it in connection with abyssal creatures then?
You mean you saw an abyssal creature cast this reverse thaumaturgy spell?
We didn't see an abyssal creature cast it, but we believe that the party that we found were killed by abyssal creatures.
So was it the abyssals that cast a spell, or the party, the group that cast a spell?
That's a good question. I don't know. But would it make sense for an abyssal creature to do something like this?
I mean,
The
abyssals are
party,
used to
the party.
darkness. They have dark vision, so they can typically see in the dark. Was it a dark bubble that you found? A dark cloud?
No,
No,
no, it
well,
wasn't.
it probably wasn't the abyssals then. That's the biggest advantage
Okay.
they get. They actually don't like light too much. They'll typically attack in the darkness if they are going to attack, because light in general just doesn't go with them. That's why typically if you have any kind of light-based attacks using like divine energy or
Oh.
not really fire, but like
So would you think that the camp then put up this bubble, this whatever it was, this barrier to keep themselves safe, but then they were then attacked by the abyssal creatures? Does that sound more likely to you?
I mean, what was it like when you stepped inside? What was it like? Like it was you said it was quiet, and then once you got to the center of it, it was loud.
It wasn't necessarily loud. It just like we could suddenly hear things again,
Yeah. All
But
right.
then people outside the bubble couldn't hear what was going on inside the bubble.
Yeah. So that sounds like yeah, like they were trying to make sure that people couldn't listen in on their plans, or if they suspected that they were being followed, they probably cast a spell up this reverse thaumaturgy bubble uh, to hide anything that they might be saying or plotting or planning to keep themselves safe from being counterattacked or whatever. I mean, it doesn't really stop you from seeing through the bubble. I mean, you can still see stuff that's going on unless you incorporated the darkness, but then again, if you're hunting abyssals, casting up a bubble of darkness doesn't help anyone but the abyssals. So it kind of makes sense that they didn't use that. But the silence, though, yeah, that does make a lot of sense.
Okay. Well, do you know anything about where have you heard anything in town of people running into these abyssal creatures anywhere else?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we had that bugbear incident. I've heard a couple of other things. I mean, don't quote me on any of this. I take it that since we're in this room, that I'm not going to say stuff to you that you're going to go out and repeat to other people that you heard me saying, right?
I
Correct.
look him in the
Yeah.
eyes and I say, I am.
He doesn't speak our language very well. Excuse him. He won't repeat what
Um,
they say.
yeah,
Actually, Geldrick, why don't you go outside?
after you asked for the book on the Kenku, I took a look and brushed up on it a bit myself. I am familiar with their uncomfortable social behaviors. Do you need help, my friend, with learning some new words that you
Oh,
can say?
ooh.
Like I was telling you, I'm a hairy wizard. Thieves use it. It means you're an a-hole.
Okay,
Holy
I'm
shit.
gonna turn to Geldrick and I'm gonna say, okay, speak to me. Is there anything that you'd like him to know, or do you want him to teach you anything?
So
No.
Greyfield is going to look at you, Geldrick, and say, I'm going to give you a present, my friend. If you want to go upstairs and talk to Jenny, I left her in charge of the counter, and
Ooh.
tell her
Andy.
this thing exactly as I say it.
Okay.
If you say, Jenny,
No.
Papa Bear said to teach me all the new words. If you say that, she'll be able to help you out with your little social pariah problem.
Okay.
He walks over to the base of the stairs, punches a brick on the wall, and the bookcase slides out above you, giving you 20 seconds to escape if you'd like.
I escape.
I thought he was so excited. He was like fist bumping the brick. Yeah.
And that leaves Ia and Grayfield. Looks back at you and goes, "Okay, sorry about that. It should help him out a little bit, at least for as long as we're down here for."
No, that's great. That's good thinking.
But the other occurrences in the city, I know of 3 other occurrences, and 2 of them I shouldn't know about. 2 of them, the guard think that they have kept it under wraps, but they haven't. One of them took place kind of in the southwest side of the city, over by some of the lesser quality homes. It seemed like one of the homes had been broken into from underneath, and the floorboards broken through, and an entire family of, husband, wife, and a few children were slaughtered. Not a pretty sight, and they left some of the pieces around, which is how they knew how many children there should have been. Terrible thing for kids to die.
Yes, of course.
Uh,
That sounds similar to what we found when we were out. When we found the party, their body parts were scattered around the campsite.
Interesting. Did you find any right legs?
Mhm.
In all the scenarios that we've seen so far, we've not found a single right leg from anyone.
I don't know if we looked that closely, but we did
Okay.
take some of the parts for proof to the people that we were searching for. I could look to see if we gathered any by chance.
Do you have any of the parts on you?
I don't. It's with my
Okay.
friend who's speaking with the city person.
Okay. Well, if you have any of the parts, and you can bring them to me, there might be a couple of magical things I can do to help direct you to where they might be coming from. It's not something I would advertise to typical people, but I don't know. You seem like a kindred spirit, and that feels like I can trust you. And we'll soon find out whether or not I can, and whether or not I got to kill you. So,
I really hope you don't have to kill me.
so do I. It's nice to have a fellow academic, at least part of the time while I'm in the city. But
Are you not going to be here for much longer?
I mean, you haven't been here for very long. That's kind of more or
that's
less what
true.
I meant.
I
But,
see.
the last case actually happened up in the High Manor. It happened while the Dragonborn were here.
Oh.
Actually,
Dun dun dun.
one of the Dragonborn rooms were broken into, and had it not been for the leader of the delegation stepping in and fighting them off, it probably would have ended up in a much, much worse situation. In
You know
fact,
who?
that was why the delegation left so quickly. It felt like they were no longer safe.
You know who fought them?
Yeah, it was the I mean the leader, the big guy, the general, the chief security officer guy.
By George.
The chief security guy. He was the one leading it all. He had his wife and his son and his daughter, and the son is the one who helped fight off the bugbear with your friends, and
Oh,
yeah, it was that. I forget his name. I'm not good with names. I'm better with events and with facts. Guess it's probably why I don't have too many friends, huh?
no, you're fine. So you're saying that the general left town?
Yeah, the delegation, it was going, from what I understand, was going well. Discussions about peace and alliance and unity was going all great. And then the general and his family were attacked in the middle of the night by these abyssal creatures, and suddenly it felt like they weren't safe anymore. And given that it was the same night the captain of the guard died, it kind of seemed like things were starting to go in a very weird direction very quickly. And the general didn't seem like one to mess around, and so he kind of read the writing on the wall, so to speak, and decided to come back at a different time when things had calmed down a little bit in Whitestone.
Okay, I need to go. I actually know I need to tell my party about this. This has actually really been very, very important. Thank you so much for all of your help. I'll come back soon with the body parts, okay?
Okay, I have never been more excited to hear someone say those words to me in all my life, but
I would really hope that you've never heard those words before in your entire life. but-
well, it's definitely not the first time. But
Um,
I hope it's the last. I sincerely do.
no, I understand, and thank you so much for your help. Do I just push that brick over there?
Yep, just give it a good old wallop like it's pissed you off.
Okay, great, and I'm gonna punch it.
Yep, and you feel it give way. It's soft. It feels like a pad that's painted to look like a rock, and it looks perfect. It looks amazing. So
Okay.
you punch it, and you feel your hand hit a button on the other side, and the bookshelf opens up. And as you come out, Geldrick is sitting there, like smile on his face, as Jenny is holding a dictionary and reading word after word in the dictionary, and every now and then she gets to a word, and Geldrick cocks his head to the side, and she reads the definition to him, so he understands what the word means.
That's precious.
I'll send George a list of words, new words he's learned.
They'll all start with the letter A.
They all do. Yeah, first one was aardvark.
Okay, so I'm going to hold on to his arm and I'm going to get his attention really quick. And I'm going to say, I need to go find War and Ulysses really quick. Do you want to stay here and meet us at the inn later when you're done? And
Absolutely.
okay. Okay. And I'm gonna head out and then search for War.
Okay, we'll cut it off there then, since you're all looking for each other, and
We didn't know this about War's dad, right?
no,
That
no,
he was the
you left the
leader?
city, and last you knew that the delegation was going great,
Yeah.
and War
Yeah.
had volunteered, or War's dad had volunteered y'all to.
Right. That's what we thought. Okay, so it is like it's a within it. I would be surprised, right? I'd want to hurry and go tell War, right? Because this is news.
Yeah, it's news that the
His
delegation
dad.
didn't end when it should have ended, or that a mutual
family
agreement
left
had
without
come
him.
to, and that his family was attacked, and that because of that they made a quick exodus from the area.
Okay.
It may lead War to wanting to investigate more, or maybe to head to the manor to find out what happened. But
Okay.
you now have a lot more information about the activity in town, and might shed a little bit of light to War and Ulysses as to why the guards have
We're being super
had a bit of a shorter fuse as of late, as their
Stick up his
presence
arrow.
doesn't seem to have been appreciated.
Okay. And they didn't know that War was that the general is War's dad.
They
Right?
they did.
Oh, they did. Okay.
Yeah, they're aware that the general is War's dad, but even though there's conspiracy flying around, right?
Right.
Yeah, the abyssals attacked the general in his room, but it was just a couple of them. It wasn't a lot. He disposed of them very easily, so it may have been like a ruse to make him seem like he was innocent, while he told the others to go and kill the previous captain of the guards.
Okay.
And then they left without like allowing for an investigation to take place. Like they just left, and so there's a lot of conspiracy theory running around as to how things have gone down and why things have gone down in the way that they have, and without someone to answer the questions, all people can do is make assumptions and jump to conclusions.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thanks for the clarification.
Welcome.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
well, let me stop the... Oh, crap, did I start recording? Yeah, I did. Good. Oh,